All right, today's video is going to be about the GED Ready test. I'll tell you what it's all about, what it can do for you, and why it's so important. I will mention a discount code that might still be active by the time you watch this. Fingers crossed. All right, so let's get into what the Ready test actually is and what you need to know about it. First, it's $6, $6 each. There are 4 of them. This is the manufacturer's suggested retail price. You can sometimes find discounts through Googling or your friends or through maybe this video. They often have discounts over the summers on these tests. And if you buy all 4 of them at once, you can get a discount. Anyway, $6 is what you can expect to pay unless you do better. These are tests you can do anytime, anywhere. It's not like the real test where you have to go to a testing center or you have to arrange to take it at your house with a proctor watching you through a camera. This is entirely up to you when and where you do it. This is also the only test that has authentic GED questions. This is like made by the same people who make the real test. So these questions are going to be exactly like the ones you're going to see on the real test. If you get a Kaplan book, if you get a Princeton Review book, they'll be close. They have very smart people trying to replicate the real stuff. But if you want, 100% pure heroin, you got to go to the source, which is GED. Don't do drugs. All right. These tests are half as long as the real tests, more or less. So if your social studies test is 70 minutes, it's going to take you 35 to do one of these tests. And at the end, when you finish one of these tests, they will give you a score report, which is like a roadmap of all the things that you need to study to get better. It's really, really, really useful. Let me talk about some of the tips, sort of best practices, things you should keep in mind when you take these tests. And it's not like the regular tips for the regular test, because it's like a scrimmage. It doesn't really matter if you win or lose this thing, but you want to be thoughtful about how you do it so you can get the most out of it. So first, ask around for a discount. I'm in about 30 seconds, I'll give you my discount code. Not my discount code. I'm not going to make any money from this. This is just something I found on the internet. But if this doesn't work, Google. Go to like coupon sites or go to places where GED takers hang out online, like Facebook groups or Reddit, subreddit groups, whatever. And see if there's one that's more current than this if this doesn't work. But the one that's current right now is 50 off. So if you're going to take the test, use that. You're welcome. Another tip in general is to treat it like a real test. This is going to give you useful information, but only so far as you take it seriously, just like you would take the real test seriously. So for example, it seems ridiculous that I have to say this, but if you come to a word on the test and you don't know it, don't Google it. Because you won't be able to Google it on the real test at a testing center or when someone's watching your screen. If your score is lower, that's okay. It's going to give you good information about what you can do and what you can't do. So don't cheat. When you take it, find a quiet, uncluttered space without any interruptions. Try to make it approximate the environment that the real test will be. Again, it's going to give you the most accurate information. If you're interrupted anyway, you have a kid who won't shut up, or you really have to go to the bathroom or whatever, that's fine. Just quit. Just X out of your window, and then you can come back later and finish it. It will save your spot. It will keep all the answers you've already answered. And these tests are good for like 12 to 18 months. I forget which one. So you can do it in the next month. In fact, if you go up here and use this coupon code and buy all 4 tests, you don't have to take them right away. You can buy them now and take them later. But try to make this as real as possible. And if you can't, try to make it as real as possible later, another time. They have rolled out an online at-home testing option. And one of the requirements is to get a certain score on this Ready test. So you need to take this Ready test. And that score is 145. It's the same as a passing test score on the real test. If you're planning to take it at a testing center, you don't need to get that 145. You don't even need to take the Ready test to take it at a testing center. But if you're going to plan to do it at home, during the pilot, and probably as long as the coronavirus is hanging around, that's the score you need. Finally, you can take this ready test as many times as you want. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, think of it like a scrimmage, which in some ways is the best kind of preparation for game time. These are the best questions, the highest quality questions. The more times you do it, the more familiar it'll be, sort of the less scary and surprising when you go in to take the real test. They have a bunch of different versions of the ready test, and you can do it 4 or 5 times and not see the same question. So that's out there if you want to keep doing it. So the question I get most often about these ready tests is like, how reliable are the scores? Like if you get a certain score on the ready test, can you assume that you're going to get the same test score on the real test? Yes, you should trust your score. It's not like a blood test. It's not going to like tell you whether or not, you have a certain cholesterol number, but it's pretty accurate. I mean, I've been doing this for several years now, and the times when a student has taken a ready test and then gone in to take the real test, and there's been more than like a 5-point difference. I mean, it's happened, but it's very uncommon. It's pretty reliable because it's the same test, it's the same kind of questions. So if you're getting 130s on the ready test, you should print out your score report or look at your score report and do some more studying before you take the real test. And if you're getting 170s, you can feel pretty confident that you're going to pass it. These are pretty reliable scores. All right, the last thing I want to do is show you how to do this, how to take the test, and how to understand your score report, what the score report is telling you. So I'm going to go over to GED.com, which is where all of this happens. Here's GED.com. And to take the test, what you're going to need to do is go up to study here and then go to practice. And there it is, GED ready test by one subject. So you can click on this, whichever subject you want. And just to prove to you that this code is still valid as of today, you can type in 50 off and click apply. And look, there it's down to $3. $3 is a bargain. $6 is fair. $6 is definitely worth it you're talking about a high school equivalency. You don't want to mess around, and this is a really good way to get in all the practice that you can get. So, all right, so that's how you take the test. You go to proceed to checkout, and then it will be waiting for you in your GED homepage when you log in. The other thing is you need a faster computer because I don't know what's going on. There we go. Okay, so when you go to the homepage, if it's waiting for you, it'll be like right here, and you just click a button, take the test. When you're done with the test, to see your score report, you can click on View Score Report right here. You can click on My Scores, and then scroll down to Most Recent GED Ready Practice Test Scores. So this person has taken the language arts. This person did okay, 137, which is too close to call. In our program, we like to see 148s before we send them to take the real test. If you're getting anything in the green zone, thumbs up to you. And if you're getting anything in the red zone, that's okay too. You just have a little more work to do. So if you look down here, it shows you your skills to improve checklist, which is pretty incredible. Based on how you did, the ones you got wrong and the ones you got right, this tells you that you need to do better with supporting a main idea with details, or the relationship between main idea and details, generalizations based. There's a whole list of all the stuff. And the coolest part is that you can click on that book there, and you can pick any of these books you can get from Amazon or eBay or Target or Walmart or whatever. It goes back to even like this Kaplan book from 2015. Any of these are good. Even the 2015, the test has not changed that much since then. And so you can get a cheap book online, and it will tell you the specific pages in that book that you can work on to improve your score. And that is step one for what you should do. This is for the RLA. If you look at the bottom of the RLA, the RLA is not graded. It's not factored into your score on the ready test. It is, of course, on your real test. So they don't give you like specific feedback, but they do have these answer guidelines and an example of a perfect score. They even have links to these videos on how to pass the essay. And these videos are actually really excellent. I have one that I made myself, and you can find other ones, but this is the good stuff right here. All right, so that's it. That's why you should take your ready test, what a ready test is, and how to make sense of your score report when you're done. I hope I have persuaded you to take it, and if that 50% off coupon doesn't do it, I hope it's still valid. Fingers crossed. Either way, good luck on your journey.